Well, it has been a few years since I lost my wife to an insidious disease. I used to hate hearing that, but with time and maturity, I came to realize that it is true. The people we do not see anymore still live in our hearts. Therefore, not long ago, after coming to terms with such a terrible loss, I had to reestablish one of my favorite traditions. Last week, Sunday, at around 2 in the morning, and equipped with the tasty red wine and a few grapes, I hopped in my boat, precisely with a recreational motorboat with an outdoor motor.
Jerry, please don't forget the blankets.
She used to remind me so we do not freeze outside, just like we used to do together. I drove the boat and stopped it far enough from the coast, lit up a lantern, and started feasting on the grapes along with the wine. As I was scrolling on my phone for pictures of her and pictures of us, so many memories flooded my mind, filling me with joy instead of sadness. At some point, I felt her presence. Strangely, this is exactly when I noticed it. Further away from the coast, something dark stood firmly on deeper waters of the sea. Struck with amazement and questions, I started the engine and drove up to the strange thing, its outlines and texture getting more clear despite the dark as I got closer, until I realized that it was a small dark wooden cabin. I stopped the boat some good meters away from it to contemplate that curiosity. How did it stand firmly on the water without moving by an inch is beyond my intelligence. I am not a social media person at all, but it was the kind of things that need to be seen by millions of people. Amused by the idea, I smiled and tried to take a picture of it at first, but my excitement vanished from my heart and face when I noticed that the cabin was not visible on the camera. This was much more serious than I thought. Its only window then opened, revealing a young, pale woman of outstanding beauty with dark hair and an apparently dark dress, gesturing me to approach without saying a word. I asked her if she needed any help, but she kept quiet, only gesturing me to approach with an empty expression on her face. When I told her that I was about to go back to the coast instead, her natural expression gave way to that of anger, as her irises shone in a glowing yellow. While looking around in disbelief and starting the engine, preparing to disappear from there, I heard a splashing noise and realized she was no longer at her window. In fact, the whole cabin had vanished. I then saw something move fast in the water and approaching the boat at full velocity. I sped off to save my life, and on the way to a safer zone, I felt 2 or 3 bumps under the boat, fortunately without consequences, until I safely reached the coast. Later in the afternoon, when I came to check on my boat, I noticed deep scratching marks under it that seemed to be caused by an unnaturally strong human hand. A clear reason and warning to never again wander late at night on the sea. Hello, our nightmarish creatures. Shade here, and I hope you enjoyed tonight's creepy tale. I know it was a very short no sleep story, but I thought it was a nice little break since we have been posting quite a bit of stories that were 20 minutes or longer. We're still trying to get more stories that are longer for you guys, but to be honest, I kind of like these little short stories, you know? I did, however, wanted to learn more about the cabin itself and the woman there. I thought she was very creepy and well written. But that's honestly just my thoughts on it. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Anyway, with that being said, remember, we're always watching.